Hey guys, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by a limited time offer from photography.com.
Yeah, Colin turns on the TV, Christian flips off the screen, cause there's no good children's shows that he's seen. We've got dogs with blogs, superheroes in the ER. All dads are dumb and kids have better PR. Colin just smile, Christian sits with a scowl. He complains to his son, all the kids shows suck now. They sit and discuss the show's plus and minuses while you listen or watch on YouTube to the arguments. Who is right? Is it the son or the dad? Either way you get to laugh knowing Christian is mad. So pull up a chair, get the corner poppin'. Here's a new episode of What Are We Watching?
Now, photography.com is the place to take your photographs and transform them into works of art. They can print your photos on canvas, framed canvas, metal, acrylic. They have photo clocks, they have photo chalkboards. They have more options available. And right now, I have a limited time offer for you. If you go to photography.com/PlaidDad15, you can buy one and get 3 free. That is a crazy offer, and with the season coming up, this is perfect for Christmas gifts. Buy one, get 3 free. Oh, and guess what? They're gonna throw in free shipping as well. This is a deal you can only get through our podcast. So go to photography.com/PlaidDad15. Hey, send us a pic of the photograph you choose, and maybe send us a pic of the canvas or acrylic or metal or clock or chalkboard that you get your photo printed on. We would love to see it. This is a great deal. We are so happy to offer this to our listeners and our website users. Photography.com/PlaidDad15. Buy one, get 3 free plus free shipping. You will not get a better deal this Christmas season. Again, photography.com/PlaidDad15. Check them out. I know you'll be excited. Now let's get on to the episode. Hey guys, thank you for joining us for the latest episode of the What Are We Watching podcast, where I sit and watch horrible kids' TV shows.
They're not horrible.
Oh, they're real stinkers. I watch horrible kids' TV shows with my son, Carlin Jackson. How are you doing tonight, Carlin?
I'm very well.
And I am so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
Of course you are. And what we do is we watch kids' TV shows, and I talk about all the things that drive me crazy, and Carlin's going to talk about all the things he loves. Now, last night we were supposed to talk to Chris Tallman, who is the star of the Thundermans. Actually, there's a bunch of stars on the Thundermans, but he is the dad, and the reason I like that show, so he is the star of the Thundermans. We had some scheduling problems with Chris. He had Hollywood things to do, people. And so we're going to be talking to him tomorrow night, and that episode will be out next week. You will not want to miss it. He is the main reason I gave that show a 7 out of 10. I really liked that show. Now, this week we watched Liv and Maddie, Season 1, Episode 12. The episode was called Dumperoony, which we will get into later. If you watch our mini episodes, we always tell you what we're going to be watching the next week. That way you can watch it ahead of time, and that way you're following along with us during the podcast. So, Carlin, what were the A, B, and C stories of Liv and Maddie, Season 1, Episode 12?
So the A story is where Maddie wants to win a basketball tournament.
Okay.
The B story is where the big brother, Maddie's brother, wants to get fit and really strong and muscular.
Okay.
And the C story, which is kind of small, where Liv wants to play a part in a play.
Yeah, or she gets a part and she's studying for it. I honestly forgot if she had the part and was studying for it, or if she was trying to get the part. Which one was it? Are
Honestly,
you even sure?
No.
Okay.
I'm not even sure.
Okay, well, honestly, as far as this podcast goes, we're going to kind of skip the Liv story because it was so small. It felt like filler in between the other ones. Now, Liv and Maddie are twin sisters on this show, and they are played by the same actress. But you didn't even know that, did you?
No, I did not know that at all.
I said to him, I think this is the same girl. And he's like, no, it's not. It can't be. They're standing in the same room at the same time. And I said, I do that on videos sometime where I'm standing next to myself. And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess if you can do it, they could do it. They could do it a lot easier than me. Actually, I use green screen to do it most of the time. But if you wanted to do two people in the same room together, like me at this table, I could just go, hi, Christian, how are you doing? And then I could leave the camera running. I could walk over to this seat if it was empty and sit there and go, I'm fine, Christian, how are you doing? And then with our video software, I could just cut it in the middle and you would never know the difference. So that is an easy way to film one person as two people. It's just by leaving the film stationary, or the camera stationary, which is why I think they were happy to do a small Liv story where she basically sat at the table the whole time. Was she ever away from the table?
Not
She
really.
stood up from it once to say, let's visualize. And that was about it, I think. They probably knocked out all of her lines as Liv for that one episode in, one day. It was an easy day of filming for them. So that is the beauty of filming two people at once. You can do it easy if you leave your camera in the same spot. Now, we're basically going to cover the A and B stories. Now, the beginning of the A story, what happened?
Maddie is in the front or the backyard, I'm guessing, playing and practicing with her dad and her little brother, the smart aleck.
Right. The little brother who gets away with murder and gets to say anything he wants. Like mainly all of these shows have with a little brother. They have this little brother or daughter that says snarky things and they kind of get away with it. And what was the best joke of the show for you that they got? I mean, they did it right away.
He said foul. He said traveling, and then the dad said, traveling for what? And he said, your shorts are traveling up your butt.
Okay, now I will give credit where it's due. I always, when I talk about these shows and I say there's bad jokes in them for kids, I always try to admit when I laughed at something, and I did laugh at that joke when they delivered it. He was wearing his short shorts. Basically, the dad, who is the basketball teacher at the school, the basketball coach, was wearing his short shorts, his little Daisy Dukes from his old high school days. And they had about 10 jokes throughout the show about those shorts. So now you will recognize the dad in one of the scenes later in the show where he rips off his pants and has his little short shorts on, because we actually used that video clip during our theme song when we say all dads are dumb and kids have better PR. Now that leads me right into our magic board on the What Are We Watching podcast, where we always cover 3 things about these shows. All right, Carlin. Always we cover, like I said, we cover 3 things about these shows. Was there a laugh track?
Yes, there was a laugh track.
There's a solid laugh track on this show. Was there a dumb dad?
There was a dumb dad.
There was a dumb dad. We'll talk about it a little more, but I'm going to say yes, there was a dumb dad. Were the kids on their own with no parental supervision?
Not really.
Yeah, I'll give them that. So
Not really.
So we get 2 dings on the board for a laugh track and a dumb dad, which we'll come back to. So the A story, Maddie wants to win the tournament. She's got her dad as her teammate. And then dad doesn't do so well playing basketball at first. So what does Maddie decide to do with dad?
She decides to get a new teammate.
Yeah, she dumps him, which is why this episode is called Dump-a-Rooney. Now, when they were having the whole dump scene, did you know what that was about? I mean, did you get those jokes that they were doing or not? Or did you just kind of enjoying the show for fluff?
I was just enjoying the show for fluff.
Okay. Now, these jokes that they were doing when she dumped her dad were obviously aimed at the parents in the room, which many of these shows do. They aim some of the jokes at the kids, some of the jokes at the parents. Now, Carlin doesn't watch a lot of teen shows or anything much above the 13-year-old range, so he hasn't watched a lot of stuff like this. But basically, she was dumping her dad like you would dump a boyfriend. She said, it's not you, it's me. We should see other people. He started crying, and they basically parted ways like a boyfriend and girlfriend were breaking up. So that was that whole scene, and it was supposed to elicit laughs from parents, really. So she breaks up with her dad. She dumps him, dumperoonie. And then who does she decide to get to be her basketball partner?
Bernard.
All right, now who is Bernard?
He's this muscular guy, like I was talking to in the beginning.
Oh, he was the trainer.
Yes, the
for
trainer.
The older brother, that the older brother won a personal training session, and Bernard was going to train him to be fit and strong, just like him. And Bernard is tall, cut, and muscular. And I said, I bet he's a real basketball star in real life. And we looked it up, and
He is.
he plays for the NBA. Do you remember his name?
No.
It's Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard is the guest star on this episode. So she sees Bernard and sees how strong he looks and how tall he looks, and she says, I'm going to get him to play basketball with me. And then she does play basketball with him in the backyard, and he stinks. He's a bad basketball player.
But he's good at trash can basketball.
Yeah, he's good at trash can basketball. She saw him play trash can basketball, and he's good at that. But she needs him for real basketball. And it turns out he's what?
He sucks.
He stinks. He stinks. So the B story is that Bernard is training her brother to be fit and strong. There's a lot of jokes about them just making him do exercises that he can't handle. What was your favorite part of the training of the brother with Bernard?
Where the brother was jumping up and down on these like jumper shoes.
Like springy shoes.
Springy shoes. He wasn't doing very well, so Bernard and this little smart aleck kid started shooting him with Nerf guns.
Yeah, they just start shooting him to make him jump more.
But that reminds me of another time
Go ahead.
when he was trying to do another fitness practice where he was stretching and he had to touch his hand. And he's like, I got this. And he called him Bernard a nickname. He was like, I don't take nicknames from you. And he said, and the little smart aleck kid said, you got this, treetop? And they were fine talking to each other, but it was crazy.
Yeah, because they let the little smart aleck brother get away with murder, and he's got a nickname for Bernard, and the older brother's just struggling against he's like the ultimate nerd, is what they're making him out to be. So, and then they shoot him with Nerf guns to make him work out faster, and he's saying, ow, 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 and I'm thinking, it's Nerf guns, dude. Like, they're not shooting you with a BB gun, because if they were, they would certainly get letters from parents, I'm sure. Okay, so the B story is Bernard tries to make him stronger, and guess what? You can't get muscles in a week, people. If you see an infomercial at night saying you can lose 300 pounds in 7 days, the only place you're going to lose weight is in your wallet, because you cannot lose weight like that. It's slow and steady like the tortoise. Okay, so the B story, does it even end with him getting stronger at all?
Not really. He's still skinny.
Oh, yeah, he's still skinny, but I think he can do like a push-up after it's over. Anyway, the big story is the crossover with Bernard coming to play basketball with Maddie. She dumps her dad for Bernard, then finds out Bernard is bad at basketball as well. So she has to go crawling back to who?
Her dad.
To Dad! This is like a real story in real life for me, because he, and now I'm not saying she for Maddie, he thinks Dad can't do something, goes to do it.
Dad can't do things.
Goes to do it better himself or find somebody else to do it, and then finds out, hey, guess what? Go crawling back to Dad, because he's the one that knows how to do it. I felt vindicated. So he wasn't a dumb dad for the whole show, and I did like that about it. Okay, so what did it, how did Dad turn out to be as a player in the end?
He was actually pretty good with Diggy.
Yes, okay. For 1 second after he got dumped by his daughter, he decided to take her friend and become a partner with him, and they were going to beat Maddie. And turns out, hey, after Dad warmed up a little, he's a good basketball player. Which, shocker, go figure, he's a good basketball player. He's the basketball coach at the school. Of course he's going to be good. So he just needed some warm-up time. We're old, us dads. We got to warm these joints up. We're old and rickety, okay? Give us a chance. Let us warm up. So he turns out to be a good player. And then he dumps Diggy because he realizes he loves his daughter. She wants him back. And they go on to play in the tournament.
Oh, wait, that reminds me of a part where the dad and Maddie were acting like children, and the mom was acting like a parent to both of them.
Yes, because they were arguing with each other, and she was being the stern mother to both dad and daughter. Okay, so the last scene in the show, they decide to play Bernard, Bernard came out to play basketball with them, who was no good. And just tell the audience what happens then about Bernard being bad at basketball.
And then the little kid said, well, he's better with goggles, trust me. And then he comes out and does like 100 dunk slams.
Yeah, of course. He puts on his goggles, his prescription goggles, and all of a sudden he's slam dunking the basketball. He's destroying their basketball hoop. Of course, it's Dwight Howard, who's got to be, 7 feet something tall.
And then he said, boom, wham, man, I can see a lot better.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, like I said, he's 7 feet tall, so he could just reach into a regular hoop and just pop the balls in without even jumping. But he's slamming, jumping, and then they feel like idiots at the end of the show. Okay, so if you were going to rate this show, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, Carlin, how would you rate Liv and Maddie?
I would rate it a 9.
A 9! A 9!
Yes, a 9.
Is that based solely on the traveling up your butt joke with the shorts?
Maybe, but nobody said it's true.
Okay, so you're rating, I think he's rating solely on the traveling up your butt joke, which was a solid joke. But you gave your favorite show, which was what? Kicking It, a 9.
Yeah.
You gave the Thundermans a 9.
I thought I gave them a 10.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe.
A 10. Okay, so, all right, you give it a 9. I usually give these shows a negative number because I hate them so much. I think I gave Little Einsteins a negative 3,000. I am actually going to give Liv and Maddie, ready?
Yep.
A 5 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to
It's
give it a 5.
not negative.
It's not negative.
That's really good.
It's not in the plus. It's not in the minus. Well, it's not a high number. It's not a low number. It's right in the middle, 5 out of 10. I'm going to give it to him for this because the dad, although they do portray him as an idiot at the beginning of the show, and he's crying when his daughter breaks up with him, which if my daughter told me to take a hike, I might shed a tear as well. But he comes back around. They show him to be a good basketball player, a good dad, and he dumps the kid he was going to get revenge on her with because he loves his daughter and he wants to see her do well and play in the tournament with him. So I got to give it to that dad. The character came around. I don't rate these shows solely on the dads because some of the shows just don't have them. But when I see a dad being a good dad, I like to bump it up a little bit. So 5 out of 10. Carlin gives it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Now join us next week for our mini/mega episode where we talk to Chris Tallman for the Thundermans. As always, thank you for listening on Libsyn, watching on YouTube. Check us out on whatareWewatching.com for past episodes or our main site, PlaidDadBlog.com, where you can also hear my other podcasts specifically for dads and parents called the Screaming Dads Podcast, where my partner Aaron and I scream about things about being a dad. We also have a new video series at PlaidDadBlog.com called Daddy Confessions, where basically I am in a jail interview room where I admit to all the things dads think, but we never say. I'm going to tell them to you on the internet. It's in Daddy Confessions. You got to check that out. We really appreciate you listening. As always, check out our sponsors like photography.com from the top of the show. That is a good deal. It's Christmas time, people. Time is running out. Get that thing shipped. It has free shipping, and they make wonderful, wonderful pictures and prints. So check them out. Do you have anything else to add, Carlin?
Yes.
You
I
do.
love that travel up the butt joke. I might use it at school when we're playing basketball.
He's going to be dreaming about a butt and shorts traveling up those butts. That's a creepy dream, man. I don't want to be inside your head. Thank you for listening or watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our video. Please click subscribe. That way you don't miss any of our videos or our future prize giveaways. And we have a big number to brag about to our advertisers. And also click here to see a previous episode. I'm just going to take a second and watch it. I'm funny. Hey, click here if you want to close this video and make me die a horrible death.
This production is brought to you by the Plaid Dad Blog Podcast Network. For more information, visit plaiddadblog.com.